Hey, greetings from Cedar Falls Farm. It's Mark here. This next video is going to be unboxing and putting together a new e-bike. This came in the other day before we left on our camping trip, and I mean right before we left, so all I had time to do was put it in the house and just wait until we got back. So I have pulled it out here on the front porch. I'm going to unbox it, get everything out, and then see what tools I need, and we'll get started on this thing. So give me a second to get this set up and we'll continue right along. So if you can hear this bird that's been singing in the background, that is a Carolina wren. And the Carolina wren is a state bird here in South Carolina. So they're quite noisy and they're very quick at building nests. See what I can get done and get this out of the box. I'll bring this over for a second. Let you see what we've got here. So I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of assembly. Shouldn't be too terrible, but I'm going to need to clip the cable ties off and then pull this out. It looks like in two major parts, those parts being the front tire and fender and the rest of the bicycle. So I will pause here for a second and you'll pick right back up with me. Okay, back at it. I tried to gather up a few tools that I thought I might need. Okay, wow, nice fat tire and brakes. Lean this against the door over here. Hopefully my wife won't come out. Check everything down. Probably the battery here, I think. No. Pedals. Yes, charger. Oh. Major parts there. Let me look, see how well we're seeing on this. Should be good. Raise up just a little. Good looking bike. Really good looking bike. This is from TST Bikes. This particular model is the Dreamer. And this was not sent to me to publicize or anything. Just with being able to quickly get around on the farm, and when take my wife camping. We wanted to have a couple of e-bikes. She has limited mobility now due to some issues with her feet. She's already had surgery once, and I don't think she wants to go through that again. And plus she had a heart attack back in December, so we're trying to give her options to get around, get a little exercise, also cardiac rehab, but this would be a good way for her to get around in the campgrounds. So yeah, not being sponsored kind of sucks, but you know, it's okay. We'll do our own thing. Okay. Alright. Everything's pretty much uncovered here. I'm going to take advantage of a few minutes, read through some instructions, and see if I can't get a better grasp on how easily this goes together, because I'm not seeing a lot. I mean, I've got to put the pedals on, I've got to put the handlebars on, and battery goes in. I just don't see this being overly difficult. I do have a front basket to put on it. Other than that, this is going to be fairly straightforward. So we will pick right back up here in a few moments. Okay, I'm going to try to do this in segments. First thing we're going to do is put on the kickstand. At least make an attempt to put on a kickstand. And it looks like it goes on this way. There we go. Finally got it oriented properly. Maybe. Yes. We got one started. We have two started. All right. Much better. These tools came with the kit for the assembling the bike. I have some better ones in my shop, but I want to try this. Give me a good idea of how easy it is to assemble with the tools that come with it. I would think not everyone that orders a bike has the equipment to install it. I've read a lot of people actually send these to a bicycle shop, have them put everything together for them. I'm at a wee bit of a disadvantage. I know any of you that follow us on the farm, you realize that I have some pretty bad arthritis. That's one of the reasons I've slowed down here on the farm. Not doing seasonal gardens anymore, just working on muscadines and blueberries, things like that, that don't require daily attention. And hopefully only plant once. But I'm going through another bout of it right now that's really giving me grief, so it's hard to hold on to the tools, especially small stuff like this Allen wrench here. All right, we have that mounted as it should be, and we'll pick up here in a second. I'll get set up for the next segment on the assembly. Okay, next up, we're going to attempt to put on the front wheel, front tire assembly. And I need some tools over here. Just dump these out. Let's see what we have. I think it just tells me to remove the assembly. There's a shipping assembly on here that protects the bike, keeps it from damage. And it doesn't tell the size. Okay, have one loose, two loose. Okay, that's out. This assembly, hopefully you can see this. This is a quick attach. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to do this my own way. There we go. There we go. All right. Nope. Yes. This is what I want to focus on. Okay, much better. Okay. Alrighty. Now I believe we can focus on the steering wheel handlebars. Nothing so far is too difficult. I mean, I have put together bicycles before. My son, my grandsons, so it's not something new. Although it's an e-bike, it's still a bike. I wouldn't classify it as being overly difficult, even if you are not very mechanically inclined. The instructions in this particular one aren't bad at all. I'm not going to tighten this down initially or torque it down. I'll get it just kind of finger tight. All right, come on. Okay, one started. Try to go the opposite and lower side, hopefully. Two started, maybe. Let's try this again. Two started? Yes. Make sure we're still on track here. I want you to see what I'm working on. All right, I have three in, one more. Then we'll get them finger tight. My hands should feel really good tomorrow. Oh yeah. Well, let's back this off again because I have it backwards. So I'll go ahead and take back everything I said about installing or assembling bicycles before, although it is true. I'm not going to edit this out, by the way. Some people will not show the mistakes. I don't do this to try and, excuse my candor, bullshit people. It is what it is. And what you see is what you get. One down. Hopefully it didn't go through the cracks. Wrench down. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'll get back to the part about arthritis. This is just happen to be the way things go sometimes. We're getting it. Okay, handlebars are mounted, not tightened up, not finally adjusted, and the direction is kind of wrong for the wheel and all. I'll straighten that up in a minute. But I'm going to stop here, get ready for the next step, and give my hands a few minutes to relax, and we'll pick back up. Okay, our next step is installing a fender up here and the headlight, and I've got a basket I'm going to put on. So let's get started with this. Hopefully I can get this thing all done properly here. Need to take this screw out here. Come on. Hey, my advice, if you do buy one of these bikes, regardless of the brand, they have, like I said, there's a tool pouch comes with it. But if you have the tools, use them. I just kind of wanted to demonstrate putting it together using their tools. So here I am. It's taking me a little longer. It's not very ergonomic on my arthritic hands, but you know, I'm not the only one with arthritis, and I'd like for folks to see that it is possible, because I feel like these bikes, I mean, they're exploding all over the population now, and I think there's some great uses for them for people that have some disabilities, like the arthritis related things like that. And it's a good idea if you can do it and actually be able to do it. All right, this is not going to be fun. Okay. Okay. Now I've got to mount 2 screws on the side you to see what I'm working on here. And there's one on the other side. Right here. We'll bend this down a little bit. I think it's worth mentioning that there's what appears to be some blue Loctite on these screws. So once you get them in place, it'll help bind them in place and hold it. Okay, we're tight there. Just one more cinch there. We're tight back here. All right. I think we could probably do the basket next. I want to take a quick look at this. We'll pull it up. Yeah, not too shabby. The welds don't look too bad on here either. I'll say they look a heck of a lot better than my welds do. The things I weld here on the farm are just to keep farm equipment operational. Sometimes I'll fabricate some things, but not a lot. I'm more in repairing equipment. Okay, I have those two off. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to bring this around so hopefully you can see a little better what I'm doing. These have a spot of the blue Loctite on them as well. Okay. Step around the other side. Okay. The ones I took out are a different size from the ones I put in. So we'll come back over here this side instead of walking around. One more, and then I'll cinch these down. Oh yeah, getting tight. Oh, goodness. I still have a little gap to pull in right here. It's aluminum, so it shouldn't be too difficult. I will pay for this tomorrow with sore hands. It's okay. One more. Now, there we go. Knock out these last two. Should be good. Good enough. Okay. I'm going to hold off here for a minute. Link and I will consult on putting the pedals on, and we'll pick back up. All right, here we go. All right, I'll have some editing to do to take out some of what I forgot to turn off there, but I'm gonna bring the bicycle down the steps, then we'll do a walk around. So this is it. TST Dreamer, all assembled. And I'll do a little ride along here in a bit. so we can see how this thing goes. Need to charge the battery some, but it's a really nice bike. I opted for all black, and I think it looks pretty good. So I will do, this will be the final on this one, and then I'll do a real short video, a ride along, and post it later. But I want to thank you guys and girls for sticking around with me while I put this thing together. Demonstrated it's not that difficult if you follow directions. Tools are provided. The derailleur guard, they recommend you take it to a bicycle shop to have that put on. They don't provide a 19mm bolt to do, or a wrench to do that. Well, I went and got one, did it myself. I don't need a bicycle shop. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way this thing looks. Hopefully it'll ride well. If you would, please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and keep following along. I'm getting close to 500 subscribers. I'm like 20 something, 22 short. I would love to get a few more subscribers. So if you're watching for the first time, click on that subscribe button and join us and just see the various content we do here at Cedar Falls Farm. That's going to be it. Thanks.